Hello everyone, I'm Timoteo.
And I'm George,
and we are Vintage Doll Hunters. On this channel, we'll be discussing and reviewing what we found on our latest vintage doll hunt, sharing with you our opinions and our knowledge.
We provide you, the audience, quality information based on our 15 years of professional collecting experience, either from the homes of others or from our own collection.
So join us as we reveal what we found today.
Let's get started.
Yay.
Hello everyone,
Hello.
Welcome back to our channel. Wow, are we excited for you to join us here today because we've got an exciting doll to showcase to you all. This is such a pivotal doll in the doll world. It was a first of its kind, especially for the Black community, because this was the first doll ever to be produced to basically be its official own character, not like a Black version of this or a Black version of that, which made it very, very important. But let's bring her out. This is the Wanda Doll. Yay! So this is the Wanda Doll. Sorry, we got a little script here. Got to pull it out. This is the Wanda Doll. She is 9 inches tall,
with brown eyes, rooted eyelashes, and she's a twist and turn with bendable legs.
And she has an open mouth with teeth.
Yes, and she's a soft line.
She is from 1972 and manufactured by Shindana Toys.
Yes.
Wanda was created in response to the consumers who wanted a career doll. If you notice, she's not like a taller fashion doll. She is a shorter 9-inch doll, which
I think they believe they call her an action figure doll.
Okay, there you go. So the name, and then just to let you know a little bit, the name Shindana is Swahili, which means compete. Marva Smith Maxley felt the name that was a name best described.
Yeah.
Maxie felt described to describe the venture of the dolls.
Yes, what I was reading and listening to, that they were trying to figure out. They had a different Swahili names that they were throwing out and just trying to figure out. And she thought that one was perfect with competing with other dolls that were out there.
And not just that, but even in her own life, because it's the career, you got to compete with other people and yourself, because she's a very busy lady, this Wanda Doll. But check out this one right here. She's super gorgeous. Tim has her. This is Tim's collection again right here. But these are such wonderful dolls. He started collecting them, and there's different outfits we're going to run through, but all these are packaged.
Well, this one actually was a ballerina doll, and it came with an extra outfit, and that's kind of how they were portraying these dolls, where she was, doing her little career as a ballerina, and inside there is a booklet that kind of tells a story about a person that was actually, a ballerina, a Black person this was their career. So Wanda was her friend, and they talk about inside the booklet about that one person and about how she loves her career, and it's something that other little girls would like to maybe try out for themselves. And that's what's so popular about what these dolls were about. It was like an educational doll. It was something where they would help the community to say, hey, you could also be this as well.
And you never know, probably even inspiring some little boys along the way too.
There you go.
Or some babies. Okay. But it's really cool. There's a lot of literature in the box. Do you want me to read the literature in the box right now, or?
I'm sure if you want to read one of them.
So let's do the back.
Out.
No, I can do the back right here. I'm just going to lift it a little bit. It says, dolls are people, and Wanda is a special person. She is a career girl. She loves her job because she makes people happy. When Wanda dances, she brings pleasure to any audience. When Wanda assists in the operating room, her action means a life saved. When Wanda warms a tiny passenger's bottle, she knows she's important. Play with Wanda. Your imagination is your guide. Become what you wish as a Wanda career girl.
Oh, there's even more. There's some more.
Oh, there's more. Oh, right here. Wanda is play size 9 inches to go anywhere for work and play. Why are you laughing? She is flexible. She has a twist waist, movable arms, and bendable legs. Wanda also has accessories associated with her career. A special brochure features real-life career girls in action. Shindana Toys, a division of Bootstraps Incorporated. And Shindana is the manufacturer of the most complete Black doll line, which is true. Very true.
Well, let me see if I can pull out that.
Go ahead, yeah. Let's do it. But she's such a cool doll. I love that she's smaller size, that she's not this huge fashion doll. Oh, the fashion dolls aren't huge, but she's so petite and so cute. That neon pink, gorgeous, gorgeous with her complexion.
Well, you could read the little story about the ballerina girl.
Let's do it. Okay, so this one, Wanda the ballerina. Hello, I'm Wanda's friend, Maren, and I'm a dancer. When I was a little girl, I enjoyed moving and making up my own movements to music. When I grew older, my mother would take me to watch professional dancers on stage. I'd be so excited. I'd sit on the edge of my seat through the whole concert. I decided to be a dancer when I grew up. For several years, I studied classical ballet, which I think is a good foundation for many other kinds of dance. I loved watching the tall and beautiful black dancer in my favorite modern dance group so much that I decided to be a modern dancer just like her. Modern dance is best for my personality because it allows me to move just the way I feel. You may enjoy the graceful flowing movements of ballet. Watch for the different dance groups that will come to perform in your city. You too might grow up to be a ballet dancer like Wanda or a modern dancer like me.
Oh, that's fun. But didn't you like how they actually, Wanda is a ballerina and then they added, and a friend of Maren. I mean, the person that they were communicating with. Let's hold this little
Hold on to it for a while,
And we'll put her.
Because there's more stories, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, to these dolls, I don't believe they have all of the stories of the dolls, but they do highlight certain dolls on their career.
And I do love.
Don't you love that little outfit? I'm sorry.
I do.
Love the extra outfit?
I do. I love it. I love both those. I love the neon pink and then the printed fabric on the other one. It's very Gibson girl. Kind of. Yeah, where it has because they had those kind of corset belts or very also because themes and fashion themes repeat themselves with generations to come. Yes. Gibson's a lot older, but this is so if this is 72, so that's mod, right? Yeah, it has to be mod. Groovy? I don't know.
Well, it's in the 70s.
70s, yeah, early 70s. But yeah, super cute doll. I love like I said, the packaging, which you already saw. I love the orange, love the motif, love the neon pink against her skin tone.
And all the illustrations as well. The artist on this was really cool.
Yeah, really, really good.
So we should go to the next doll?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's put her away. Well, she's on your side.
Oh, it's this one right here?
She's on your side.
This is the Tennis Pro Wanda Doll. Wow.
Okay. Serena Williams before her time.
Yeah, that's
it. Well, yeah, we're going to actually have the stuff.
There we go. Remember. So I got another piece to read right here. So, and just to let you guys know a little history on Shindana and their upbringing, Mattel actually helped Shandana Toys in the beginning with manufacturing equipment and an outlined production of their dolls. Marva Smith Maxley was organizing community classes to help the LA community with creating businesses and entrepreneurship. So during those seminars that she would hold, some employees of Mattel attended and gave them the idea of creating dolls. So this beautiful doll line that established the first ever ethically appropriately detailed black characters was initiated. We don't know which Mattel employees they were. We were actually speculating. We were like, maybe they were employees that wanted to do this because unfortunately,
but what's kind of funny about this doll? She almost emulates or resembles the Christie doll.
Yeah, she does, and that's what I'm getting to is that with that push that these people did, maybe in their own company, Mattel, maybe they couldn't because obviously Caucasian white dolls dominated their market. So maybe it was their chance to say, do this because maybe that was their passion to bring that out somehow.
Yeah, and a lot of times, unfortunately, the manufacturers of these dolls and creators of these dolls, it's always the bottom line, the dollar. You want to make the money.
And at that time, it never really was done. And I know that
because civil rights was around, and there was a lot of
the civil rights movement. Yeah, so it was. This is why this partly we're gonna touch on more later. But that's part of the reason why they wanted to work with local community members to create. Basically visibility and diversity and why it's so important because you want to make sure that everyone feels equal and empowered. And at that time there was no actual black character doll. Of course there was Julia, who technically was not like her, she was an original character, but they used a remold of other dolls for her.
Basically a white doll like Midge.
So
they just kind of hued the
and
color.
even Black Francie and all that. There was never really an original like black character, and this is the first like doll line to have their own unique features and its own unique doll, its own name, and all that, which was really fun until 1980 with the first Black Barbie.
Had careers and had like successful careers.
Exactly.
And taught these girls that they could be something as well. I mean, they these kids, these girls, everyone, that there is other things out there.
Yeah, because this whole idea of her having a career was decided by the adults because they wanted to showcase that. Exactly. So maybe that was this wasn't a doll line that survived obviously for a long time, but it was interesting to see how they chose that route.
It was a wonderful effort, and it lasted for other dolls in the future to be created as well.
Yeah, because it was like a stepping stone. It was needed even to today. It definitely is seen in today's market where diversity is still such a strong thing, where doll companies, manufacturers are trying to push out there, especially with doll lines like I love MGA. Yes. MGA does a beautiful job with that, especially with like their Bratz line or even their LOL OMG dolls. I love that about them.
And you also mentioned the natural dolls.
Oh, the Naturalista doll line. Yeah, I have one.
I have one too.
It's the boy.
I have the Afro. Big Afro one.
I love their big hair.
That's why I bought her.
And I love the boy because I've never seen a boy doll with a fade, and he has a fade. He's so handsome. He's Aladdin's boyfriend.
Oh my goodness.
I have them holding hands together.
Let's go to the next doll.
But no, we're going to talk about her. We didn't talk about her.
Well, yeah, who is she? I mean, like, she's a tennis pro. Well, I said the first Serena Williams, there isn't no story on her.
None of her, okay, my bad. But I love the packaging, the neon pink. I love it. It's like perfect for the whole theme. We had the orange and all the pink. So
and our background theme just
exactly. Yeah, we're trying to.
I don't know if you can see the purple on the sides, but yeah, we wanted to at least match the box and give it some symbolic meaning with our display.
And then this literature on the back, same as the last one, so we won't go ahead and read that.
Yeah. But so you want to show the next doll now?
We can go ahead and show the next doll.
And the next doll, and I loved how they did these different boxes. And this is the Stewartist Doll.
Oh.
And the Stewartist Doll was a TWA Stewartist Doll. And she also came with an extra little outfit on the side. I love the way they depicted these little boxes and these dolls with the fashions on the side. I said, because I thought that was really neat that they showcased that, where they showed the doll and her career, and then they put the outfit on the side of her, kind of like 9-to-5 jobs, where you like go to work, do your job, and you get off, and then you just get into something really comfortable and go out and do your thing, and be you. And that's what I liked about what they did with these little side outfits. They didn't sell them separately. I don't see any outfits out there, or when I'm through my research that there were side, outfits and little packs like how Barbie used to do with their little side outfits to add to it. Since this line didn't really last too long, it looks like they just added the clothes right with the career, which I love. I mean, I think it's really pretty how they did that. And then stewardess, hello. Yeah. I mean, there's like a career where you see many women out there and men, and that was funny because that was more geared to a woman's job, taking care of, the passengers. But a 747, and I believe that is in this book, George. They do talk about the TWA doll.
There we go. So let's go ahead and read that. Wanda the stewardess. Hello, I'm Wanda's friend, Bernadette. I'm in charge of seeing that all the stewardesses on the TWA 747 airplane are doing their very best to make all our passengers comfortable and happy. That's a big job on the 747. If you've ever seen a 747, you know they hold many, many people. I want to be sure that everyone has a good meal, plenty to read, I'm just kidding.
Okay, people read.
And the right information for helping him get settled in the city he's And the right information for helping him get settled.
Isn't that crazy how they mentioned like he and him?
Oh, okay. All right.
They didn't think women traveled, I guess.
I guess not during that time. My job is also fun because part of my training includes makeup, posture, and general good grooming. Now I know how to be sure I look my absolute prettiest all the time. And that's important to all of us girls. You might like to visit the different airline companies at the airport in your city and find out more about where stewardesses travel and what their responsibilities are. You could grow up to be a stewardess just like Wanda. Awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's age though, that's like back in the day. Now there's women pilots out there, well, I understand, but that was the times back then, unfortunately.
I was gonna say there's some run-on sentences in that. I was like, dang, they ain't put no commas or nothing on there.
Well, this sounds like I must have wrote it.
Oh my god. But I actually did have another tidbit to share for this as well.
Okay.
So another thing we wanted to share a little piece of information was this was Shindana. This was a very important for the parent company Bootstraps Inc.
Yes.
The creation of this doll, whose owners Lewis Smith and Robert Hall were civil rights activists who wanted to create a company along with the community members in the goal of empowerment and social economic equality.
Yes.
As you said, as we were saying before, is they were the ones who were like asking the community, what do we do? What do we do? What do we create? And that's when the Mattel members who joined in one of the seminars was like, create dolls.
Well, that was their whole thing. They were trying to empower their
black
community, because there was they were just trying to help out and just rejuvenate their culture and their people.
Yeah, because during that time, we want if you know history, at that time it was like the civil rights movement. There was a lot of issues with equality. I mean, they're kind of still systemically a lot of problems, but during that time, a lot of legislation and political sanctions were not set in place to protect, especially black people. And that was what we're referring to. If you don't know history, you should know, but American history, that is. But yeah, it's super cool doll, super amazing. Again, another amazing stewardess career girl, career chica.
Girl, get out there. And they also had a number 2070.
Okay.
So ready for the next doll?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Let's go pull her out. I think that's on your side.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Here we've got the skydiver Wanda Doll. Whoa.
And they also said race car driver, so I don't know how that went in with that, but
just because she has a helmet,
I guess
she's protected. She flies up the plane and jumps into a car
to finish it all, like skydiver and car driver. Who knows? But I was reading that a little bit where they were mentioning it, but I didn't see nothing. Okay, I didn't see anything about her being a car racer in here, but skydiver for sure. She came with a parachute, the helmet, and I love the gear in the silver. That is freaking awesome.
Yeah, no, she's
really. But you know what's funny about this set? It did not come with an extra outfit. It was like it's the only one out of the line. Well, actually, there's two.
Maybe the only thing I could think of is because she comes with a parachute. So all that extraness of the fabrics and all that, it's probably fits within the budget. Like the other ones probably had enough budget for a second outfit, but this one, because it was a much more of an elaborate outfit. Because a lot of the time, that's what you see with doll companies is they weigh out, more fabric or not such great fabric.
Or maybe the fabric of the parachute was for them too much already.
Yeah.
Because she does come with her own parachute.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Which is wrong. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got it.
Were you listening to me just staring at me and agreeing? That's what I just said. That's what I just said. Yes, there's a lot of new dolls I look at, and I know nowadays, current day, there's a lot of funding or budget kind of restraints with certain dolls, lines and stuff, and you can see it's apparent, but this is still really cool, very complete. I love the packaging. A lot of these vintage dolls, or the cardboard packaging, it still stands up and lasts to this day, and it's not all plastic like today's packaging. It's very, very nice, and although it wasn't alive, it feels nostalgic. It's cool.
And I'm sure it was more of a brighter pink, but it looks like it may have faded over the years, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But they're all the same shade of pink, maybe not.
Well, I'm sure they're just as old and tarnished, as far as getting older. Because they look at this
because you collected these pieces in different purchases, so they didn't all come from one place. So it could be that it's just a thing that happens with time, like with certain dolls, certain vinyls change color, oxidize, and all that. So maybe the packaging, but still super cool. Such a cool Wanda. I love this outfit. I agree with you. Super cool. Whether she be a skydiver or a race car driver or just Evel Knievel.
Yeah, but this case, like I said, I love this.
And no story for this one, right?
No story for this one. They didn't have a story. They only, like I said, focus on a couple of them.
I'll say a story. This Wanda, she's wild and adventurous, kind of like Evel Knievel. She's ready to skydive or to jump in a race car. We're not sure what the parachute's for, maybe both, but this is Wanda. Because women can be very fun and adventurous too. So there you go. There's a story for Wanda the skydiver.
There you go.
Awesome.
Let's go to the next one. That was yours, actually. Put that away.
Yeah, let me put that right here.
And then the next one I have, I think I did this one already, right?
I think it's this one.
Yeah, this one. Okay. And this is kind of the last one of the collection that I have. And this is the singer-performer doll.
Oh, wow.
Oops, let me pull that out because I always have to put a little post-it on the side so I can remind myself.
Okay, our safety nets.
Yes, but this is the singer, and I love her dress and the top gold, green bottom skirt. I love it. I mean, of course, at the time there was so much with the black performers and what they brought to our community and to
music,
to everything, because there's a lot of people who mimic them and the way they sound. And sing.
Culturally, when it comes to music, there's a lot of beginning genres where it was kind of like began through the creation and conception of a lot of black artists.
Even Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley stole a lot of music. It's true.
Yeah. Well, his background would go to a lot of these communities with the black culture and then just like feed off of it. But unfortunately,
not even just that. Yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of the communities, didn't allow that culture to come through. So it was kind of a benefit, kind of in that with Elvis, because they at least were able to listen to it.
That's one part.
And then kind of come out through there.
That's one nice part about it.
Yeah, that's one nice part.
But the other part of it was they would actually take people's music and just re-record and release it. I saw that in Dreamgirls. Okay,
yes,
I didn't live it because I wasn't alive then. But I read about it, I learned about it, and then I saw it through media and researching and all that. So it's very important to just, as they say, give your flowers to people.
Don't forget history. Do not erase it. Don't
change it either.
Don't
okay,
change it.
I know those of you out there are trying to change it. Don't be trying to change it.
We see you.
Yeah, don't change it. It's not nice.
These are the kind of things that are very inspirational for everyone, especially black families.
And it's funny because thinking as if I was there back then, like of course as the adult creating this is what I want to put out there. But it's another thing, like, what did the kids think? Like,
well, if you were back there, you'd be pretty pressed as well, being a Hispanic boy.
No, I know that. I'm trying to put myself as a consumer, a child of this. Like, I wonder how they took this. They probably enjoyed it for what they tried to put it out there as. That's what I'm saying. Is that they saw this because these kind of things do matter. They make you feel like it is possible to do the things that Wanda's doing. It's very probable for you. So it's a beautiful line and a beautiful collection to showcase like the complex nature of like society, but the hope that is still in that complexity. It's really interesting.
And the only other two dolls I believe that I do not have in my collection is the nurse Wanda / doctor that was in the set. But there is a little story behind it if you want to read that.
Let's do it.
Because most likely we're going to put in a little standby of the actual nurse doll.
So, this is Wanda the nurse. Hello, my name is Dorothy, and I'm a nurse just like Wanda. I work with very sick people in what is called the intensive care unit at a community hospital.
Yes.
Wanda and I think a nursing career is more exciting than ever. For instance, look at Wanda's fashionable uniform with slacks. Florence Nightingale would have enjoyed these. Florence Nightingale, and notice the equipment I'm using in this picture. What is it? Oh, I'm like, I use it to test people's blood pressure. Oh, it's an old blood pressure machine I see now. You might be interested in other kinds of nursing, like helping with operations, taking care of children, or even being a personal helper to someone sick at home. I enjoy helping people any way I can. All of these ways to be a nurse are fun to me. If you think you'd like to be a nurse someday, you might like to visit some hospitals in your city and learn more about what nurses do.
Yes.
Wanda and I love our careers, and we hope someday you will be just as happy with yours. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that.
Really nice.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, hello, that's everybody's goal. It's like work somewhere, work, love your job and love what you do. Okay, it doesn't make when you do that, it doesn't feel like work sometimes. So I can attest to that for sure. But
and the other doll that unfortunately I don't have is the, they always have a number one, but the number one Wanda doll. And she came in a like lime green little mini skirt dress with little lime green undies and lime green like pilgrim shoes with that little straight square tip shoe that she would wear. And there's just a little fun thing at the end. This is the last part of the book. I just want you to read just the finishing touch of the book.
Both of these paragraphs, right?
Yep. Well, I don't know about the second one. I don't know. You can probably read ahead and figure out if you need to read it.
Oh, Wanda is just as beautiful as a nurse and a stewardess as she is in her ballet tutu. You can also have Wanda wearing a cute green play dress. And to add to Wanda's lovely wardrobe, you can get Wanda's costume pack. Hurry today so that you can have Wanda for your playmate in all her lovely clothes. You'll love Wanda. She's a very special person.
Yes, she is.
Oh, look right here. Hey, girls. Join our Wanda Career Club. The Wanda Career Club will help you learn all about your favorite career. Maybe you would like to even learn more about what teachers or actresses or dress designers do. Just write me a letter and I will help you find out all that you would like to know. I am looking forward to hearing from you soon. Send your letters. Oh, there's an address right here in South Central California, too. Okay, love, Wanda.
And she signed it. Yes, she did.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, and that was all about that, you know, community love that they had, you know, to help them, you know, build themselves and be career oriented people and career girls.
Or just to even just show that you can do anything anyone else can do. Yeah. That's what bottom line is. It's very similar to any marginalized community that feels oppressed and that needs to remind their youth actually that and empower their youth. It's such an important message. So it's a wonderful thing that I love the idea that Mattel helped kind of be a catalyst for this project. Yeah. Because Mattel obviously is a huge game player in the doll industry and has been for decades. They basically created the fashion doll game that we're in right now. So it's very wonderful to see that they created and manifested this. And even in modern day, they're still always trying to be very inclusive. Although
very innovative with all.
Yeah, very innovative. Although maybe you may question it or not, but they're doing it. That's the fact is that they're doing it. So you cannot hate on that. You cannot hate if. I think the only time is like if you don't understand, just be kind. And if you have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. But you should appreciate that it's other people.
Comments.
So you should. But because there are people out there who do enjoy the diversity and that need that diversity, or who understand it and reflects in them and helps them. So
it does.
Yeah.
And is there anything else to read, or is there?
Well, unless you want to. Before we or after the last one.
Well, I guess
after the last one. Yeah.
So we have one more doll that I have in my collection, which came out in 1978, and it was all about the disco era.
Hey.
So they turned Wanda into a fashion doll.
Wow.
Yes,
okay. This is a fashion doll.
Wanda.
Okay, 11.5 inches tall, just like all the other fashion dolls out at the time. And she, you said, was made to compete with dolls like Barbie, right?
Fashion dolls like Barbie. Because remember, Wanda, the 9-inch, is an action doll. So she did
career girl.
And careers and things.
And that's interesting because there's an old Evel Knievel doll and he's about the same size as that. So that's so funny. I like that. Yeah.
And there was a lot of other action dolls out there. I can't remember their names right now. But but they were, like I said, they were more Caucasian dolls and driven in that sense.
Jody was like, I would say kind of along that line.
No.
She's...
with her Plantaloo, what is it?
Pantaloo!
Was it Plantaloo or Blooms or whatever they were called?
Bloomers.
No, don't bring out
Pantaloo.
We're gonna have to bring her out some other time. But
okay,
anyways,
Jody,
Disco Wanda was a representation of the time of disco, and they wanted to have fun with her dolls. You know, I believe maybe not just too serious about it all, and just have fun with it, and then show the fun fashions. There was also a Juanita doll, which was supposed to be the Latinx, or how they call it, the Latina doll of the time, and she was a different doll. It basically looked the same as the Wanda disco doll, and you know, she was a tall doll as well. She didn't do too much, you know. She's just a standard doll, bended knees, arms. I can read the literature.
So 11.5 tall, maybe played with all costumes and accessories for 11.5 fashion figures.
Yes.
Fully posable, bendable legs, twisting waist, movable arms, long rooted hair. Disco fashion's exciting disco expression. Doll stand included. Hey, I love when they include a doll stand. And let me read the back real quick.
Okay.
It says 11.5 inch tall fashion disco figure. Maybe played with all costumes and accessories for 11.5 inch fashion figures. Oh, this is the same thing. I just realized. Never mind. So that's the same thing. Oh, make sure she don't fall. Okay, good. Okay, so and then the thing that's really interesting about this doll is if you look at the fabric of the skirt, we were talking about this because although the information we gathered from Mattel helping out with like production and all that, but maybe they might have provided materials for the clothing because look at that fabric. That's a Best Buy fabric.
Mattel did sell off the old fabric.
No, that's what I'm saying, but that's helping them in a sense because I'm sure it was discounted. It was
kind
extras
of like similar to a Best Buy outfit at the time.
Exactly. So it's very interesting. But they had a big help in it. I'm sure they could be like, here we have extra fabric. Go ahead and have at it. Because there's that, and then like there's another. I forgot to point out one of the other outfits that has a print. It's the floral print that looked like a print I've seen on a Best Buy outfit. I have her dressed
you better bring it
a clone doll.
You better get your receipts.
Yes, it's very similar to it, but I believe that one's a little bit like end of 70s.
Yeah,
but like I said, probably just remaining fabric.
And Shindana Toys started in 1968. And unfortunately ended, I believe, in the 1983.
And now it's Tim's turn to read.
No,
you gotta read these two right here.
Okay, Shindana Toys is a division of Bootstraps Inc. and manufactured many dolls, like Baby Nancy, who was later changed to Natural Nancy and inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame in 2020. She was the first doll, Shindana Toys, created using original mold by artist Jim Totley. Baby Dee Dee was also the next doll that came out, Talking Temu, Malika, which means angel in Swahili, Baby Zuri, which was a drinking and wet doll along with the other dolls, Little Souls, which were rag dolls, Baby Kimmy, Little Friends, who also brought in the Asian and Hispanic culture into their dolls, and Baby Tasha. Also, Shindana created and manufactured celebrity dolls like Flip Wilson, who was a comedian, and also had a drag persona named Geraldine.
There you go.
Who was a funny little kid. You should look him up. Red Fox also, which was from Sanford and Son. Rodney Rippey, which was a TV personality and actor. JJ from Good Times. We love watching that show.
That's Dynamite, right?
Yeah, Dynamite. And then which were pull string plushies that actually had little sayings that these actors and characters all were known for. They also had vinyl dolls, which was Marla Gibbs from the Jeffersons, who played the housekeeper, Dr. J, which was a very successful basketball player, and yes, O.J. Simpson, who also at his time was a very famous football player. I think that was everything.
Awesome, cool. So, that's all very lovely information. There's lots of, like I said, other interesting dolls that they created. So it's like, I'm sure
they wanted to represent, all
their community,
their community, and make sure that, and the other one that was in there was, oh God, is he in there? Was it Slade, the action figure dolls? Oh no, I didn't put him in here.
Oh darn!
I believe he was Slade, but he was a undercover agent. And
that's right.
And the whole thing behind that was they wanted to create dolls of nonviolence. And they wanted to make sure that their dolls were educated dolls, and they solved problems
characters,
with their mind and education, and that was which was really big for Shindana
And that doll
Toys.
Wasn't it the same size as the Wanda looked like? Because it looked like it came in similar packaging.
It looked like a bigger doll, kind of
like this one.
Yeah,
okay,
but it was an action figure doll. I don't know. I gotta look it up. So you gotta. Damn, you can try to get everything in there. Well, maybe it's on the other end because the other side was all the notes. Well, go ahead. Yes, Wanda and Slade were super. He was a super agent, Slade. There you go, Slade. Well, I don't know what size he was.
I think so because when I saw the picture of it, it was in a similar packaging to the Wanda doll. But he was the action figure, and it makes sense because it's action. Like she's a career action doll. But
it was all about nonviolent dolls.
Yeah, like I said, there was a lot of political movement at the time for the civil rights movement at that time. So I think it was just like ingraining their political point of view into their dolls and how to influence generations to come. and which is a very powerful tool. You know, even as a creative myself and a person who pushes products out there, I always try to represent my own community, which is the LGBTQ plus community, and try to create products for queer people a lot of times, or at least represent with like the colors and the styles and the names of my products. So I get it, and I applaud them so much for that, because it was needed at that time. It helped in the grand scheme of it, because obviously things worked in people's favor in fighting a good fight, as people say.
And being of Latino descent, me and George, we love representing ourselves like that as well.
Yeah, it's very vital that especially as marginalized communities, that we kind of like band together and help lift each other up. Even like in today's times, it's very important that we bond together and help just everyone out, not just focus on a singular group or pick on singular groups. If you kind of even look at people, you got to kind of keep their interests in your heart as well at the same time. But this doll is a beautiful representation of all that, of community, of creating something beautiful. We did watch this this panel of the creator. What was her name again? It was
was it
Marva Smith Maxley, who was the person who helped curate all this and worked kind of with Mattel. But it was like they said, they were just reaching, trying to work with the community to create things. But it would have been so interesting to see if like Mattel actually really dug their hands in this, people who actually knew dolls, because you can obviously I think kind of see through the designs that they were just trying to create a general sort of spectrum for these dolls. But that was a goal too, you know. And for me as a creative, I kind of would have liked to see, but this is only one of the lines, and they tried, which is a beautiful thing, because that's what you got to do every day, is try your best and as much as you know, which is, I'm so happy Mattel reached out to them and said you should do this. It's because they knew this needs to be done, because they said they weren't thinking about it. It's not something that they were trying to do or even thought about doing,
and it was something instilled in them. This was like their passion of civil rights, and who else to create, you know, this kind of doll but the people who represent that.
Oh, of course. And I'm curious to know, I'm sure we'll find out one day, who were those people that influenced Shindana to create. I would
Thank you.
If they're around with us, I would love to just ask and say you did an amazing job, and kudos to you for being amazing human beings
and helping them out. That was awesome.
That was cool. Because that's an amazing opportunity to kind of be able to pay it forward in a sense, because Mattel has resources like crazy, and they didn't need to go, they didn't need to offer their help, but they did.
And wanted to help their community,
and the result was a beautiful piece of history.
Go on.
That's here in our house now.
So, what do you think, George? That wraps up this video.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. And remember, if you have any vintage dolls up in your attic, down in your basement, or up in your closet, be sure to reach out to us, because we could potentially collaborate and work on a video together. But if not, please watch all our other videos. Do remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below. We do like hearing from you guys. If you know about the Wanda doll or Disco Wanda or any other dolls mentioned, let us know.
Or maybe some information we missed.
And then as an ally, especially to other communities, even if you don't personally relate, I'm sure it means something to you. So let us know.
And something very important too. It's going to be Juneteenth pretty soon.
We're filming it. We're filming this video, so we're
so we can go ahead and issue it out.
So
when that
was our big motivation for putting this video out. So it'll be out by then. So hey, and then other than that, join our Friday lives. We go live every single Friday. See you then. Bye everyone. Bye. Bye. See you later. Donna. Bye. Say bye, Tim.